Come here. Check this out. This is my new favorite piece of gear. Yes, it's a tripod, but look at what it can do. Okay, so yes, this video is about a tripod, but if I'm being honest, or if we're all being honest, there hasn't been a ton of innovation in the tripod department over the last couple years. And when Ulanzi actually sent me a link to this tripod, I was shocked at how useful it could be for a lot of creators. I've been testing it out for the last couple months in Bali, in Japan, and at home in my studio, and I think it could be a very big asset to your kit. So let's talk about the JJ05 and the JJ06 tripod from Ulanzi, who also happen to be the sponsor of today's video. So first off, this tripod spins a full 360 degrees in 2 areas. Ulanzi calls this the dual panoramic design, and I think this is the standout feature about this tripod. Basically, it allows you to get more dynamic shots, especially things if you're like into product photography, or if you're like a wedding videographer and you need to get shots of like the rings or the dresses, or need to capture things. It's going to give you access to more usable shots, especially if you don't have a gimbal. On top of it, it allows you in one pull from this lever right here to go into vertical shooting mode. And since we live in a world of social media where we need horizontal content and we need vertical content, and maybe you don't have access to OpenGate like you would have on a Lumix camera, this allows you to quickly switch into that position without having to unmount the camera or have additional accessories rigged up. Quickly switch it to vertical. Now you can get pans and tilts in vertical and then go right back to it. And I think when you can save time on set and be more versatile, that is going to make you more money in the long run. One of my favorite features about this tripod, especially as somebody who is 6'1", is that it becomes tall, like extremely tall, taller than I am. So when it's compact and just being held in my camera bag is 0.515 meters. That's basically the height of this tripod here. Look how tall it gets. Dramatic effect, 1.87 meters tall. Like if I to get in the shot, I have to jump to get into the shot. But this is so usable, especially if you work in events or wedding, like I mentioned previously. You can get above the crowds in order to get the shots. So if we take it down to its second stage, it's about 1.37 meters here, and it has a 5-stage collapsible legs. Like you can find whatever height that you want for this within the like 0 to 1.87 meters. And that is so beneficial because the amount of times on other tripods that in order to get the height that I want, I have to do the weird like squinchy leg thing where you like put the legs in like this and it's like not as stable, and then you're like finally it's at like eye level. Like I don't have to worry about it with this tripod or have to get an extra ladder or some sort of block to put it on. I love that. This is very usable and very applicable to so many applications. So I'm gonna demo something called horizontal flip mode. So we've seen a little bit of this in action, but I wanna show it to its full extent. So see this little like knob right here? This opens up so many possibilities for shots. So we're going to loosen it up. Then we're gonna flip the second stage here. We're gonna bring it up. Wait, listen to the sound. It's so satisfying. Yeah, I like that. One more time. So we loosen this up here and we can put it all the way down into 90-degree mode, which allows you to get top-down shots and flat lay shots very easily. So as you can see, you can put your camera into a top-down shooting mode, which is just, again, a nice feature rather than buying extra parts. But you can go even further on that, and you can even go into an underslung mode and get that camera very, very close to the ground, especially if you're doing macro photography or trying to get a low angle shot. But additionally, if you loosen up this part here and you take advantage of that dual panoramic mode, you can actually get dynamic moving camera shots. And now you can get this camera nice and low using this rotation here and this rotation here. And now you can kind of get camera movements that push in and pull out. There's just so many options with the tripod to get creative shots. Now you are the limiting part in this entire process because this thing is supporting you with so many ways to get unique shots and angles. And the best part about all of this is that you never have to like lose a tool or have extra things, which I feel like with a lot of other tripods, if you want to put it into underslung mode, you have to like loosen up this piece here, take it off, flip it back in, and then you're like trying to find this piece. How many people have lost this piece of a tripod? I think I have like 7 of these floating around the world right now trying to use it in underslung mode. Now at least I won't lose these things because it's all toolless. and I can get into modes like this much faster, much easier, and with less headache. All right, so let's dive into the build quality and setup. This thing is built like a tank, but it does not feel like the weight of one. So this is all CNC machined aluminum plus carbon fiber. So it is lightweight and it is extremely durable. The actual unit itself uses clip locks, which I prefer over twist locks. And the reason why is because when you have it out, you can do this like quick release with your hands here, where you can get all of them. And then let's cut to this wide, and then you can get quick release like that, and then just twist all of the clip locks back in, and pretty much within seconds you were locked and ready to go on your tripod to hold up to 18 kilograms of weight on the actual tripod itself without it tipping over or folding. I also want to point out the actual colorway of this tripod. It is this like grayish green kind of color, which I think was an excellent choice by Ulanzi. It feels premium in your hands, and I think for the price point, it actually exceeds in quality, but we'll get to the price at the end of this video. All right, so let's talk about the quick release system on this tripod. It is using the Yuka quick release system, which is very similar to the F38 system. But do you want to hear something that's very satisfying? Listen to the click sound that kind of just confirms that you know that your camera's safe. 3, 2. That's nice. And then you can easily lock it into place, and you know for sure that your camera is not going anywhere. The Yuka and the F38 are kind of like an Arca Swiss system, but if you're using Arca Swiss, it does not work on this tripod. So please note that you would have to move over to that Yuka and F38. But for me, this was a massive win because I've been using the F38 from FounCam for the last 2 years. So that means I can quickly go from the tripod to my quick release plate on my backpack to all of the other tripods and setups that I have in the house. This tripod is actually added to my workflow in terms of the quick release system, then take it away. These are my like extra notable features or like standout parts on this tripod that I'd like to mention, which are funny because for a lot of other companies, I think these would be actually like main selling features, and these are like the bonus section of this tripod. Check this out. This tripod actually has a built-in full-sized screwdriver. Can you take a guess on where it is? Right, I can't hear you because this is a YouTube video. I'm just gonna show you. It is in the handle. So you unscrew this part right here, and on the back of it, you have all the bits that you could possibly want to fix cameras, to fix tripods. And the funny thing is that I went all the way to Indonesia and I didn't have a screwdriver, and I was looking for one, and I had this tripod with me and I didn't know about this feature, and I was carrying a screwdriver around with me that entire time. Number 2, it has a quarter thread and RE mounting plate in 2 areas on it, which is beneficial because you can take one of those like expandable like arms and attach it to this tripod to hold a monitor, to hold an Insta360 X5 to get BTS footage because we live in the world of social media and we need to be mounting cameras on cameras now. And you could also mount a light to it. So this could also become your all-in-one like studio tripod too, if you're like a solo creator. And the last notable feature, which is not that notable, but I'm gonna say it anyways, it comes with a bag. It is a tripod bag. It will protect your tripod. I don't use bags like this, but if you want to, it also comes with like a part to sling it around your body should you want to just carry the tripod itself. It's a bag, but I wanted to mention it anyways. Cool, let's move on. If I'm being honest, I did not think that I would geek out this hard about a tripod, but good design gets me excited, and I think this is an excellent product. So thank you very much, Ulanzi, for sending this product over and sponsoring this video. If you guys want to learn more about the JJ05, which is the photography edition of this tripod, and the JJ06, which is the videography version of this tripod, I will leave a link in the description below. The tripods start at around $269 USD, but for the next 2 weeks, they will be $30 off if you click the link in the description below. By clicking that link, you are supporting this channel. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll definitely catch you in the next one. Leave a comment of your favorite feature of this tripod. I'd be curious to know what you think.